Well, hello everybody, and I got a special guest to say hi. Say hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hmm? Yeah, she's kind of saying, you know, you gonna pet me? You gonna put me down? What are you gonna do here? Yeah, I just thought I'd bring Amber out for a minute. Let you say hi. Hi. Peekaboo. Hey. You see people? Yeah, that's you. Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah, she likes attention. Don't you, girl? You like attention. Okay, how are we all doing tonight? Yeah. Alright, let's go take you in the other room so you can be with Skippy and Sarah and all that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Bye. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And here we go. Okay, so let's see. Let me do a little bit of work here. Let me see. Yeah, hi gang. Oh, I thought I saw somebody in here I knew. Let me see. Let me go flying up. Oop. Oh, guess I was. Okay. Well. Alright, I'm not sure about the low volume and why that is, but, you know. Whew. I'll just have to speak closer to the mic. I've been moving things around here. But I think I got the problem I had the other night with the camera straightened out. Only time will tell. What was I doing? Screen cap. Okay, let's get me out of the way. Let's bring the screen cap up. And let's get rid of the bus. Yeah, I'm doing a little... This system's a little convoluted here, but... You know, we'll get her straight. Okay, let me... Why is this... Yeah, I'm not understanding why we're having problems again. Yeah, I'm running into the same problem I ran into the other night. I'm not showing a very high level on my volume. And not sure what to do about it. Nope, that mutes it. Setting. Alright, yeah, I'm trying to find out what's going on with the volume. We may have to do something different here. I'm not understanding why this thing's not working properly. And let's see if I can do this without having to change the mic. Or without having to... Okay. Okay, we get it mixed in. Yeah, I had that set up, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what's been going on with it. So, Alright, apparently what's going on is it's going through. Let me try something. Okay, how's my volume now? Because if it's what I think it is, I've switched over to the headset. Okay, I don't know what's going on. The microphone's not working, so at least now I can beat the deaths to death and not worry about it. Hopefully, I can still. I'm gonna try something just for the hell of it because I want to make sure that I'm gonna have. Well, maybe I won't try it because I'm not getting. Oh well, we'll just forgo that. Yes, we'll. Okay, did it go alive again? This thing is. Well, no, I can't blame Amber for the mess up of equipment. That's all on me. And I thought I had this straightened out. Now, why am I not getting any? Ooh. Yeah, I just. Alright, we go to audio. Desktop audio. Ship everything over to the headset. Alright, now we. Okay, so we're all cool. Alright, this thing is just. Alright, as long as I got sound, we're cool. I gotta be able to shoot off my big mouth. Now, as I say, we're starting is with the Inmate handbook. And what this is, Phil McConnell's going to be given this when he eventually gets down here. And what this does is this tells Mr. McConnell all the things that he can and cannot do. Let me see if I can. All right. Sit there and bring it up a little bit. I can make the adjustment here. And take a sip of Pepsi. Okay, what this does is this is the index, of course, just like any publication here. And this basically tells you what you're going to have to read. There's roughly 22 pages of this thing. And Bill's going to be in for some rude shock. Hi, Rude Irish. I just got on and I am going through, for a while, I'm going to go through the Inmate handbook for Phil McConnell when he finally gets down to his new digs. Anyway, we get down through to our first page here. And it says, you are being held in one of the faculties of the Broward County Sheriff's Office, Department of Detention and Community Control, in other words, known as the Broward County Jail. Our staff is responsible for your care and safety during the time you are in jail. Excuse me. To assist the staff and yourself, please read this inmate handbook and follow the rules and regulations. By reading the handbook, you will understand what you can expect and what is expected of you. All your rights and responsibilities are explained in this handbook. If you do not understand the information in this handbook, please ask our staff for help. Of course, I didn't put the please in there. Well, if he breaks the rules in the Broward County Jail, he's going to find it's not as pleasant as it is up in Pierce County. This handbook also has information about programs and services available to you while in jail. If you have questions about posting bond, attending programs, payments of subsistence fees, or your charges/issues that brought you to jail, check the informational kiosk. Ask your housing deputy or other staff members for assistance in getting answers to questions you may have. Information contained in the handbook is useful even after your release. It contains valuable information that can be utilized while incarcerated, as well as identified points of community contact and services once you are released. While incarcerated, it is your responsibility to familiarize yourself with the contents of this handbook and follow the facility rules and regulations, as well as obey staff orders. Oh, this ought to be a lot of fun. Note: the policies, procedures, rules, and regulations described within this book may change from time to time without notice, and their inclusion therein shall not be construed to create liberty or property interest of any kind. General information: when you are booked into the custody of the Broward County Jail, an arrest number, CIS number, was assigned to you. This number will identify you for as long as you are in jail. Basically, they're saying you are now not a name, you're a number. It is your responsibility to memorize your arrest number. It will help us and you identify and locate your personal property and any issues that are of importance to you. You will remain in one of our faculties until you post a bond. You are released to the pretrial release program, your case disposed of by a judge, or your sentence is completed. Legal questions about your case are best answered by your attorney or public defender. Misdemeanor and traffic cases heard in county court. Felony cases are heard in circuit court. And if you are here on a civil hold, the case will be heard by a civil court judge. If you are sentenced on state charges to serve 1 year or less, you will serve your sentence in one of the Broward County Jail facilities. Now, this next one's very important. If your sentence on state charges is more than 1 year, you will be transferred to the State Department of Corrections, providing that all outstanding charges have been resolved. If you are sentenced on federal charges and have no outstanding charges pending, you will be transferred to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Basically, Phil McConnell would be, when he is convicted on the charges against him, he will be transferred into the state system, and he could go anywhere in the state of Florida, including a prison that's right here within an hour of my house. Randy is not a judge, and one of these days that's going to catch up to her. Okay, let me bring this up. because I kept on reading because I see more of the page on my other side than you're seeing on the screen, and that's my error. Okay. Posting bond. If you had money in your possession when you were booked, a money account was automatically opened and it can be used to bond yourself out of jail. You will have access to view your account on the inmate kiosk located in the day rooms of each faculty. This isn't going to work for Phil McConnell because I don't think he has any money. Bonding agent. You may contact a bonding agency to post bond for you. A list of numbers is posted in the initial housing, booking, and holding areas. Telephone books are available upon request. Automatic teller machine. Services are also available in the release booking area at the Broward County Sheriff's Office main jail, which is where he's going. 555 Southeast 1st Avenue. For immediate bonding purposes only, for a fee per transaction. A charge in addition to this fee may be assessed by your financial institution. But this isn't going to work for Phil McConnell because the bond would be so high, he's not going to be able to get it. For cash transactions, call Western Union at blah, 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 blah. Go to the Western Union and support. That's all information that has to do with Western Union. So we don't need to bother with that. So now we go down to the important part. For services by phone using a credit card. Okay, this is more Western Union again. This is all about bonding here. Okay, now we're going to get down to an interesting one. This is for money for your commissary, for people that want to send him commissary money. To send money for commissary, the sender will need to provide the following information. Pay to Broward Sheriff Inmate Bank, Code City and State, Canteen, Florida, account number with your facility, inmate name and ID number. This is the arrest number, CIS number. Dollar amount to send, credit card number and expiration date, bank date used, credit card. And it gets into how you can use Western Union to send money as well. Now this is the fun part. Staying in jail is not free. Uniform and linen. Inmates booked into the Broward County jail system will be charged a one-time fee to defray the cost of inmate uniforms and linen issuance. Subsistence, that's food. Inmates will be assessed a daily subsistence fee to defray housing costs. A subsistence fee schedule is posted in your housing area. Inmates returning from state prison will not be charged a subsistence and or uniform fee if they are solely here as a witness for a trial other than their own. Medical. There is a fee schedule for various medical services. Please see the healthcare services section for further information. Postage. All outgoing mail is subject to fees for postage. All right, let me bring this up. Fee assessment. Fees incurred by an inmate are deducted from the balance in the inmate's account. If an inmate does not have the funds in her account to satisfy fees incurred for uniform, postage, and medical at the time they are scheduled, they are to be deducted. The account will be debited for the outstanding amount due, and such fees will be collected when funds are deposited to the account. Subsistence fees will only be collected from accounts with positive balance and will not accrue. So basically, this is not a free. This is not a free ride. He's going to have to pay for all this stuff. Reimbursement. Inmates who are not serving a sentence and who are acquitted or discharged on all charges may be reimbursed upon request for any substance fees paid by the inmate. To obtain reimbursement, the inmate must submit a request in writing within 30 days of release and must include a copy of the court dispositions. Requests received later than 30 days after release will not be honored. Okay, let me get up to the top here. Commissary and money deposits. Your money account may be used to make weekly commissary purchases. Check the activity schedule for your order day and delivery day. Money may be deposited in your account in several ways. By making a cash and or credit card deposit at a kiosk located in the lobby of each detention facility during regular business hours 7 days a week. Deposits via lobby kiosks are assessed a fee and require your full name, arrest number, and the exact cash amount to be deposited. No change will be made. Go online, easymoney.com, westernunion.com, blah, 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 and it tells you about that. And important for field, tell your friends and family do not send cash or personal checks by mail. You will have access to view your account balance on the inmate kiosk located in the day rooms of each facility. Commissary is a privilege, and if this privilege is abused, it will be restricted. Payment vouchers. If you need to give your money to someone outside the jail, you must complete a payment voucher form. Ask your housing deputy for a voucher. If you need assistance in completing it, they will help you. You cannot voucher money to someone who is incarcerated in a county jail. Any exceptions to this must be made by written request to the faculty commanders and have their approval. Voucher funds are mailed via certified mail, and inmates will be charged postage fees. Yeah, the windows right now, let's see, it's 9:27 p.m. Eastern. He may be on an overnight, sleeping in a jail cell somewhere. Hard to tell. And let's see, where are we? Inmate requests and grievances. All inmate requests and grievances are completed electronically on the kiosk located near your housing unit. If you need assistance or have a medical or other condition that prevents you from using the kiosk, please contact your housing unit deputy for assistance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can see you guys talking better. Okay. Yeah, we got 50 people in here. Inmate requests. 3 types of request forms, paper or electronic, are available for your use. The inmate request, medical request, and legal services request. The inmate request is available on your housing unit kiosk as a form from a deputy. This is to be used when requesting services or information from various detention units. You are limited to 3 requests a week. So be careful when you get sick. Okay. The medical request is available as a form from the medical staff. These can only be returned to medical staff. Do not give deputies your completed medical request forms. For information, please see section titled Health Care Services below. The legal services request is available in your housing unit. This is to be used in requesting legal services. Wait a minute, what did I do here? Yeah, I screwed up. The legal services request form is available in your housing unit. This is to be used when requesting legal services from the online law library. Oh, lovely. Legal service requests are limited to 1 request per inmate a week. A list of common statutes and legal forms is posted in your housing unit. Please note that the law library staff does not give legal advice. Questions regarding your criminal case should be referred to your attorney or yourself. You know, Phil has to ask himself his own questions, I guess. Wonder if they allow the black law book in the county jail. That'd be interesting. Note, if you need information or have a request concerning the following, please contact your attorney or the clerk of the court. Have been here over 21 days and do not have a court date. Now, this is important because this tells you that it may be as long as 20 days, maybe 21 days before you go to court on your initial appearance. Item number 2, have questions concerning court cases, filing motions, requests for speedy trial, and so on. Need a criminal history or driver's license check. Have civil court related questions, need court dates. Now I kind of went down here without scrolling, so sorry about that. I'm not usually in the habit of reading these forms on here like this. Inmate grievances. Should you have a complaint concerning facility operations, procedure, or staff, you should follow this procedure for resolution. First, speak with your housing, deputy, or medical staff. If they cannot resolve the complaint, then ask to speak with the unit sergeant or the officer in charge, CIC. If the sergeant or CIC is unavailable to resolve your complaint, the deputy would authorize you to complete an inmate grievance. The final decision on whether or not a grievance is filed is up to you. And we move up. Whoop. All right. Oh, this thing's gonna be a bitch. All right, I'll just go with it this way. Okay, where am I here? Okay, fill out the grievance on the housing unit kiosk or from a deputy. Grievances must be submitted within 5 business days from the time you became aware of the incident or issue. The inmate grievance will be forwarded to the facility commander's office and then will be routed to the appropriate authority for response. You will receive a response within 10 business days from the date the facility commander's office receives your complaint. I didn't see that. The damn mouse is following it. It's coming up on screen. If you are not satisfied with the response, you may appeal directly to the facility commander by filling out the appeals section of the grievance. The appeal must be submitted within 5 days of receipt of the written response. You will receive a final response within 20 business days. If the facility commander is unable to satisfactorily answer your grievance within the 20 business days, a reason why will be given to you within those 20 business days. The facility commander will then respond to you within as to when a responsible response may be reasonably expected. Remember, you don't always get the answer you want, and problems cannot always be resolved immediately. Well, let me take a vote among everybody. Do you want me to read all this handbook or not? I can skip to the most important section, which is the telephone. Because... Alright, what I'm going to do is go down... I was going to touch on the telephone, because this is going to be important considering his... what I'll do, I'll read just the telephone privileges and then we'll call it on this one. I should have asked if anybody wanted me to read this whole stupid thing or not. But, since Field likes to do this daily Bible reading, I figured this part would probably be the most appropriate to go over. Alright, this is what he's going to be worried about. And also, okay. So I'm going directly to telephones. Okay. Telephone privileges. Each unit has telephones available for your use. At the time of booking, local telephone calls are free and limited to 6 minutes per call. And long distance calls are collect. There are no international calling available. In each housing area, each telephone call is limited to 30 minutes or less per session as determined by the facility commander and are made as collect calls. Telephones are turned off during facility lockdown, head counts, cleaning times, meal times, and for various security concerns. To place a call, you will need to enter a PIN number. Your PIN number is your CIS number, arrest number. If your family and friends are having trouble receiving calls from you, and they would like to request a block or unblock on their phone or have questions of how to set up a direct bill, then that gets the number of the service, so we'll skip that. Only the person registered to the phone may unblock the number. Additionally, phone blocked issues should be made by completing an inmate request and forwarding it to the attention of the inmate communications coordinator. Note, if you are calling a cellular phone, the phone's owner must open and maintain a prepaid account with TNetics. Inmates are prohibited from making or participating in three-way calls. Abuse of this rule will result in the loss of telephone privileges and disciplinary action. The telephone is a privilege offered to inmates while in jail, and if this privilege is abused, it will be restricted. Now, this is the one that's a little bit unclear, and I'm going to have to call the jail Monday and get that cleared up. Telephone recording and monitoring. This is another interesting section. Non-attorney telephone calls. Telephone calls to non-attorneys, friends, families, and so forth are monitored and recorded. These calls may be reviewed by jail personnel, law enforcement, prosecutors, and others. Now, the reason this is important is Florida is an open record state. Very open records. So if people make phone calls to or from Bill McConnell, they get recorded. So he's going to have to watch what he says on the phone. Attorney phone calls to the Brevard County Defender's offices are not recorded or monitored. And this goes, basically what they're saying in this section is that any phone calls made to attorneys and so forth are not recorded. Now there's an exception here. If you are prompted to press a digit to accept a recording call to your attorney, you are calling on a recorded line, and if you continue the call, it will be subject to monitoring and recording. So, they're telling you if you want your stuff to be secret, hang up. Misuse of telephone privileges. You will not contact by phone any person who has told the facility commander's office they do not wish to receive telephone calls from you. So guess who's going to tell them not to call her? Once you are notified of this restriction, any further attempt to communicate with them by phone will be considered a violation of this rule, and you will be subject to disciplinary action. You are subject to having telephone privilege restricted or revoked for use of telephone communication services. Examples of abuses include making harassing or unwelcome telephone call, making threatened, obscene, or nuisance phone calls, making phone calls which are in any way violating any state or federal law, telephone company regulations, or DoD rules or regulations, damaging or destroying any phone equipment. And here we go again. Making three-way telephone calls. Using the telephone to conduct an illegal, illicit business enterprise, and speaking in an unidentifiable code. Now this last section here is very important because Field McConnell likes to speak in code. And if law enforcement feels that that's what he's doing, they will revoke his phone privileges. And as people say, I'm not going to go through here. I'm just going to... Okay, the dormitory you are assigned is your living area. You will be provided with cleaning supplies for the purpose of maintaining your quarters in a clean manner. Your deputy... This is like being in boot camp. You got to make sure your bed's made and neat. Lighting, vents, and windows remain unobstructed at all times. They don't turn lights out in prison. You sleep with the lights on. Do not take leftover food from your meal or living quarters to store or eat at a later time. Okay. Alright, this is going to get, this is to show you what he's getting. You are supplied with a clean bedroll and uniform once you are assigned a housing location. A bedroll consists 1 washcloth, 2 sheets, 2 towels, and a blanket. A uniform consists of, depending on the facility at which you are housed, either a one-piece jumpsuit or long pants and a shirt. You are responsible for maintaining county property issued to you. If you alter your uniform or bedding, or if extra uniforms or linen are found in your cell, disciplinary action may be taken. You will also be criminally charged if you destroy or alter county property. Yeah, I know. Mert's Minion's been in here before. He doesn't have a life, so he has to come in here and troll. It's probably one of the cult members. I don't know why he doesn't go over and talk to Tiny Tim or something. Okay, and then we get into, okay, contraband. Nobody wants to list the contraband. You and your housing unit are subject to searches at any time for security and sanitation reasons. If contraband is found in your possession or in your cell, criminal charges and or disciplinary will be taken. Then they go into the various penalties. Investigation, code of conduct. Give you the, they have a schedule of offenses by, they go A offenses, B offenses, and that's basically it. Sexual assault. Ooh. Yeah, he may be a victim of this. This is something that Freedom McConnell needs to do. Tips to avoid being a victim. Carry yourself in a confident manner at all times. Do not permit your emotions, fear, anxiety to be obvious to others. Do not accept gifts or favors from others. Do not accept offers of protection from other inmates. Be alert and aware of your surroundings. Be direct and firm if others ask you to do something you do not want to do. Trust your instincts. If you sense an situation may be dangerous, it probably is. If you fear for your safety, notify any staff member immediately. Well, he's not pregnant, so we don't need to worry about that. Visitor schedules must have identification or they don't come in. They do have a dress code. Oh, I'm glad you love me, minions. It's nice to be loved. Shirts and shoes must be worn. Visitors wearing clothing marked by words and pictures that are profane and offensive will not be allowed. Halter tops, swimsuits, tank tops, strapless tops, spaghetti straps, sheer or see-through provocative clothing, or any clothing that exposes midriff, short shorts, mini dresses, and mini skirts that appear too short are prohibited. Well, Kirk better dress well. And we go down through religious services once a week. Non-denominational. Substance abuse, life skills, mental health, spiritual learning, education. Oh, spiritual learning. Maybe he'll learn what that Bible actually means. Free trial release. Gives a bunch of numbers. Oh, there's a crisis line. He might need to take care of that one. Food, veteran services, jobs. Mental health treatment. He should take advantage of that one. Authorized in-cell allowable list. Now this is an important one because he's going to be able to see what he's allowed to have in. 1 address book, 4 batteries, 8 books, a comb or brush, $60 in possession, contact lenses with storage container, 1 set of dentures, stamp postcards or envelopes, through the commissary only, hearing aid if authorized by medical staff, illegal paperwork is restricted to 1 archive box, over-the-counter medicine, 1 week supply, reasonable amount of personal letters, reasonable amount of pictures, no Polaroids, no pictures or like images of themselves or other known inmates. Corrective eyeglasses with storage container, prosthesis authorized by medical, radio with headphones, 1 allowed. Religious items as approved by the chaplain. So I guess he'll be able to have his Bible. 1 pair of shoelaces, 1 pair of shorts, 1 pair of shower sides, whatever the hell that is. The shorts, recreational, no drawstrings or pockets. 1 pair of sneakers, 3 pairs of socks, no collar on the shirt. You're going to have 1 shirt, 4 undershorts, no logos. Oh, shoot. They're white, so he can't have the pink underwear. That's correct, Ruby Tuesday. He cannot call outside the continental United States, so he's going to have a problem there. Okay. Underwear. 4 pair for male, 7 pair for females. Brazil. Females only. 2 brassieres. So he's not going to be able to have any brassieres. And 2 writing tablets. And you can have 1 aftershave lotion, 2 bars of soap, 4 batteries, 1 radio, 2 bottles of shampoo, 1 lip balm, 1 deck of playing cards, 2 denture toothpaste, 2 deodorants, 1 denture adhesive cream, 2 hair conditioners, 1 heritage skin cream, 2 lotions, 2 packets of emery boards, 1 hair pomade, 1 shaving lotion, 1 soap dish, 1 styling gel, 1 toothbrush or finger toothbrush as facility appropriate, and 1 suitcase holder. And so, and so that's basically it, guys. I should have asked if anybody was going to be interested in this thing before I set it up. So that is that. Now, where is... Oh, there it is. Okay, so anyway, so you got a little... Alright, that was interesting. Let me put this over. Oh, no, that's got to be front and center. Put this down here. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this mess. Because I want to be able to read the chat and be... So I center the camera. Right. Oops, don't want that over there. Oh, I just screwed everything up. I'll put that over there. Now, where'd everybody go? Oh, there we are. Okay, bear with me a minute here. I'm just trying to get organized. Because I want to make sure. Okay. I think we're set. Now, in a minute here, I'm going to test the screen cap. I was right the first time. Yep. Alright, we're set. Alright, now. No, he cannot have any wigs. So I guess if he's wearing a wig, he's going to have a problem. Yeah, I heard the speech. Bernie won. But it's not over until the convention, because that's when everybody votes. And since I'm not a Democrat, I don't care. I can't vote in the Democratic primary. We're a closed primary state. And Trump isn't being primaried anyway, so, you know. That's it. 4 pairs of underwear. You ladies are lucky. You get 7. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to, I'm going to set up one of these BitChute things, and all these documents are going to be on the BitChute because we're going to wind up having a lot of records come out as this case builds up. But what I will do is I'm going to link where you can find that, because it's an online not sure. Well, let me get rid of. What I'll do is I'm going to put the as soon as I find it. All right, let me open up another. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my bookmarks. Oh, all right. Well, I thought I bookmarked that. Well, I'll do it this way. No, I want to save that. So let me. All right, now I'm going to have to go and find it. Inmate and so what I'm going to do is I thought I bookmarked this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this. Okay, let me see if this bookmark works. All right, now let's see if this link's going to work. All right, anybody see that link? That is the link to the handbook, and that'll give you all the information. And hi, Chad. Well, for God's sake, you know, it's basing your streaming service on the fact that someone you don't agree with is on there. There's supposed to be some conservative, favorable stuff on there, but yeah, it's your guys' time. So, you know, whatever you decide you want to do. And let's see. I want to see if there's any action over in Crazy Town. What? I got a picture of Timmy standing on a rock. You know, like it's. Well, you know. I'm reading some of the comments here. I got a picture, and this must be another one that they took. I got a picture of Timmy standing in front of a rock, or standing on top of a rock. This is probably. And by the looks of the mountain range in the back, I think I know where's that. And Kathy, Kathy Micale. I thought it was Miracle. Right? You know, Randy and her are going at it. I just can't believe that President Trump would let harm come to field. President Trump does not know field. He could care less. You know, these people are delusional. Like with a capital D. Jimmy's got his hands in his pockets. I wonder what he's doing in there. Well, if they're in Colorado and they think they're going to do anything with, well, if they're going to do anything, they're delusional. They're not going to be able to do anything. You know, Tim is just Tim. You know, everything that guy has. There's actually nothing of substance on this Facebook page. And let's see, has he done anything over on his page? Nope. 10 hours, 11. Now, this is what I find interesting, is this line. He wrote about 11 hours ago. And, well, thanks, minions. I try to be sincere. Even if people don't agree with me, I'm still sincere. The clowns aren't going to save field. If anything, they're going to get themselves arrested for practicing law without a license if they go too far. But anyway, Timothy put up an interesting line on his Facebook. And it starts, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but today I was being subjected to the routine harassment of baby killers and pedophiles that hate me when I came upon this gem. Now, basically, anybody that disagrees with Timothy Homseth is either a pedophile or a baby killer or both. You can't disagree with Timothy Homseth and not be a pedophile or a baby killer. Now, about the worst I'm going to accuse people of is maybe being naive, a minion, or ignorant. But I'm not going to call people a baby killer and stuff like that. I don't do that. But this is Timothy Holmes' world. Doesn't matter who you are. You turn on Tim Homseth, you're part of the pedophile people that need to be rounded up and executed or whatever they're going to do. It's called guilty even if proven innocent. This has been the whole situation with Kim. And I guarantee you 99.9% of the people that have heard about Kim have no idea who she is. It's just somebody that Tim Homseth has accused of something. And they just automatically believe him. They don't have a mind of their own. They look to Tim for everything. So that's just the way it is. I'm going down through comment section over here, see if there's anything new. 9 hours is the last on that one. 1 day on that one, so I think, whatever. Clutter. I think they, basically I think that things have calmed down for a while. We're not going to see much out of Timmy. He's 2 days. Getting into the griping about DeSantis. Nope. We're getting to the point where we're not getting much out of there, so I can close that out for now. So Well, he said a lot more than that. He got into the. It's an old parable about, you know, there's a guy stuck on a roof, and God sent a boat. He refused to climb in. God sent this. He refused. It's all this stuff, and it's basically said that, God is going to send you a boat. Get in the damn boat. That's, and he's trying to hook it to the situation with Phil McConnell. So, he used a parable to make a point, I guess. Yeah, both Kirk Pendergrass and Mr. Elliott of Child Sport. And so does Preacher Dan, Redbeard, as I like to call him, and so on and so forth. I mean, and just about all of them have got criminal records. I mean, that's what's so funny. Every damn person, even this so-called postmaster of the world, or whatever he is, have criminal records. And even Tim Holmseth's new significant other has a criminal record. Boy, he sure knows how to pick 'em. I'd like to see the first fight that those two get into. I mean, she'll probably shoot him right between the eyes. That'd be a trip. Why in hell would he hook up with a girl that shot her husband or attempt? I think she shot him. That's why she went to jail. I don't think it was attempted. I think she actually shot the guy. Sheesh. Well, as long as Holmseth supports Preacher Dan, he's safe. But if Preacher Dan, it should have been the other way around. If Preacher Dan turns on Tim, ooh, look out. I heard a video Tim paired with a conversation with Levi, and Levi is angry. Tim acts. Yeah, Tim is. He likes to get people mad. So that they look bad, and then he'll sit there and tamper with the taste. Yep. I'll tell you, Tim and that girl deserve each other. And wouldn't it be funny if he got her pregnant? Ooh, boy, that would be an interesting thing. Hello, Panther. But decent numbers in the chat. Again, I appreciate everybody coming in and paying a visit. I try to do the best I can with this thing. What I'm doing is I'm trying to keep up on stuff. And let's see, this is 10 o'clock on Sundays. Okay, I'll put you over here. Okay. Well, you're welcome, Alex. I'm just was being honest because I saw that Roll Red Roll for the first time last night, and it was way beyond what I expected. And just being honest, Alex, I saw a side of you in that movie that I hadn't seen in the 10 years that we have known each other. It was really got to me. It explains a lot about the intensity of why you got involved in that case. So, I strongly urge people to see that Roll Red Roll. It will really wake you up as to what women go through. Because I knew at least three there were two, possibly three women, Alex is included in the count, from that case that had been abused. So it's just, it's a movie that'll wake you up, and hopefully people that have school-age children, high school, teach their kids the right lesson, to respect each other and not engage in the conduct that those people engaged in that incident. That was the most abhorrent thing I've ever seen, to see teenagers acting that way. Let's see. What was I doing here? Okay, I just checked with Broward County. Phil McConnell's not there yet, so he's still doing his thing. Ruby, I think Trace Remington is. Okay, and trying to see something. Okay, so it's the 17th. I didn't know they're going up that high. Okay, let me... All right, now I'm gonna do something here, so bear with me. Well, shoot, that's not what I expected to see would happen. Why am I getting an ad? I don't want an ad. Alright, let me get this back. Guess I gotta do it this way. Trying to do something and I ran into a problem here. There we are. Oh, that's not going to do it. Okay. Well, I'm going to adjust this later on, but for right now, I'm going to... Okay. Yeah, you have to excuse me. I'm trying to adjust something here. I'm trying to make this... Okay, I've got to do a little bit more. Because I want to make this as visible as possible what I'm doing here. Okay, that looks good. Alright, let's see how we are. Okay, now I'm going to transition this or figure out where's my transition. Here we are. Okay. Now this is for Saturday. I wanted to bring this up so you people are going to have an idea of what's going to happen when Phil McConnell gets here. Okay, it's going to take a minute to get where I need it to go. Make sure the speaker's on. Well, yeah, Alexandra, the rumor was that Phil McConnell was, or, well, same difference, but that Timothy Holmseth was fired from a janitor's job because he didn't take a bath. 3 days. There we go. It didn't queue up properly. Come on. I want to see if I get... Damn, why does it...
Morning. Welcome to First Appearance Court. I'm Judge Bowman. When your case is called, please come forward to the podium. You have the right to address the court. However, you are advised that anything you say can be used against you and everything is being recorded. I strongly advise you speak to the Public Defender's Office prior to speaking to the court. The Public Defender's Office can answer any questions that you have and can appropriately represent your interests. The court may from time to time make an offer or ask the state to make an offer to resolve a case. You do not have to accept such an offer, but if you decide to do so, you should be aware that accepting such an offer may, if you are in the United States without proper documentation, result in deportation, or in certain instances could result in the suspension of your license. You should consult with the Public Defender's Office prior to taking any such offer. With that said, the first case is Esther Edison.
Judge Bowman.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm with the Public Defender's Office here at Main Jail. There's a couple of people that, due to safety concerns and health concerns, we would like to know if you could take them out of order.
Okay, I'll try to find the cases.
Yes, sir. I'm going in order of the way they appear on the docket.
Okay.
The first one is Mr. Roderick Zachary on page 9, followed by Mr. Riska on page 15, RISCICA on page 15. Then Mr. Swinton, SWINTON, page 21. And finally, Miles on page 30. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is there any way you could repeat that, please?
Sure. Redrick on page 9. Riska, RISCICA on page 15. Swinton, SWINTON on page 21. And Miles, MILES on page 30. Thank you.
Now, this is from today. Yeah, I agree, Alex. More than likely, he will have a psych evaluation no matter what, because they have to profile him to determine, you know, the best place to put him. And especially with some of the stuff that's in his jacket, they're gonna want to do something. Well, Randy Erickson, you're not really missing much there. It's just right now, it's just a pissing match between her and the people that are still on Field's team, so to speak. Nah, it's, the dry dock vessel ain't gonna help him because I don't think they got a trailer. Levi, if you can find the link to that, I'd like it. What in the world? Set up. And whoops. I don't know why that happened. Sorry guys. All right.
Let me get these requests in first here, please.
Oh, that's whose that is. Yeah, Levi, that I've been trolled by that account. Now I gotta get that off there. It's just it'll disappear in a minute, guys. I screwed up. There it goes. I didn't know who it was. Yeah. Well, still a moron. Yeah, it's funny, she cares about me all that much. So that explains who that is. Oh, well. She must be in love with me. Yeah, it generally is. It's just you spend a lot of time. When I covered the Casey Anthony case, that 2/3 of the time they were spent shuffling papers, going into sidebars, and the actual court didn't last very long every day. Except for there was a couple times that things got lively in that court. Good old Randy Erickson. Yeah, well. Yeah, that's typical of those people. They can't be honest about who they are. Not that it would matter. I'd still talk to her anyway. Yeah, she's a moron. Ham radio.
Conti?
Well, it's portable radio. Maybe you can get one with the aircraft band. You can listen to airplanes.
Conti, I don't see anybody. I'm feeling lonely here.
Well, Bill Cook, it's going to be hard to fight extradition because he's already there. That's the only time he can fight extradition is in the appellate court after his trial. He's got to turn down to answer the charges. Can Field refuse the evaluation? That's a good question. I do not know. That's one of those things I'm going to have to find out.
Sir. You're charged pursuant to a probable cause affidavit, 1 count of grand theft auto, 1 count of resisting with Violence,
Yeah,
court
car
reviewed the
thief.
probable cause affidavit, finds there's probable cause. Court sets bond on count grand theft at 1,000. Resistance is also at 1,000. You have some outstanding VOPs for which there are no bond holds.
No bond for that, dude.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
And I just asked for no victim contact. It's okay. On the Grand Theft Auto. It's okay.
Yeah, it's funny how quick these
Grand
bookings
Theft
go.
Auto,
You
you're
don't
asking
don't
for
argue
no
too
victim
much. You just
contact?
go in.
The owner of the vehicle, because it's
so
a
on.
grand theft, whoever you stole the vehicle,
The judge
there would be just no
in the
contact.
case may
Just
be a
going
woman.
I'm like,
Standardly asked for. But
okay, well, if you can give me a name and all that, and we'll consider it. All right, thank you. Reddick is next. Is that the main jail? I would assume.
Well, he ain't going to Ireland anytime soon.
Reddick, Zachary Reddick. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Mr. Reddick, you charged.
Good morning.
Morning. You charged to the probable cause affidavit with one count of domestic violence. Court has reviewed the probable cause affidavit, finds there is probable cause, sets bond at $7,500. There's also a no harmful contact order entered.
Judge, this is a misdemeanor domestic violence, and I'd like to point out that Mr. Reddick has been a lifetime Broward resident. His whole family lives here, his mom, his sister, his brother. He works for a pressure washing company. He cannot afford a $7,500 bond. The max he can afford would be $1,000, and I'd be asking that Your Honor set the bond at $1,000.
Okay.
Yep, he
Consider
is,
your
Alex.
request on
They
this
do
tonight.
that.
Thank you. Matthew Riska.
Yeah, usually, if it's a violence case, they sometimes will put a vest on him.
that's all.
There's Matthew.
I'm trying to do
Good morning, sir. Mr. Rescue, you charged pursuant to probable cause affidavit, one count of criminal mischief. Bond is set at $100.
why the is it? Oh, sorry. Judge, there's mental health concerns with this client. Would you consider RORing him? He can't afford even a $100 bond.
I would consider some sort of alternate program if that's such as.
No, I think the reason for the vest is that domestic violence, there may have been threats against the guy. There are some cases in court where they will have a vest request if they feel the inmate's life is in danger for whatever reason. Thanks for the compliment on the room there, Linda. I'm trying my best to provide something that is worth everybody's time to be here.
Maybe a good idea to transfer his case to the mental hospital.
You'd have to ask
What I was sort of
Alex that.
getting
I
at,
know
but
they are doing film
didn't know if you
festivals
qualified.
with it and so forth, but that's a question
All
for
right,
Alex
thank you.
because I think she's got intimate knowledge of their
Edward
scheduling.
Swinton. Morning, Mr. Swinton. Mr. Swinton, you're being held on an outstanding cases and bonds for which the amounts have been previously set at $100,000, $10,000, $7,500, $5,000, and $1,000.
Whew.
James Miles.
Well, that took care of that. Where are you going? Came back.
Charged probable cause affidavit. Court has reviewed the probable cause affidavit, finds there's probable cause. recommendation by the state.
Alicia, I don't understand that either, unless he charged a fee. $5,000 to send some idiot to Washington? That's just stupid.
In my pile. Recommendation, Your Honor, by the state, and I'm looking to see his priors.
Yeah, they don't fool around down there.
Your Honor, the defendant does have some priors. They are misdemeanors: 2012 proudly loitering, 2011 trespass, 2011 false use of false name, 1992 robbery with a deadly weapon, 1991 robbery with a deadly weapon, and another 1991 robbery with a deadly weapon.
Bad girl. What you gonna do?
Seems like he was also adjudicated guilty on murder in the second degree, 2 counts of attempted murder in the first degree, attempted robbery, deadly weapon, armed kidnapping, and robbery with a deadly weapon. On this
Yep, there's the flag with the fringe on it in the top right-hand corner.
Case,
so, yeah, here we are.
Not a punishable.
Yeah, in good old field, he's going to have to look at that gold fringe flag.
Based on the nature of the offense, his priors on.
He has not lost the house yet, Ray. It has to go through a process. They gave an extension on there to see if they can raise the money to pay for it. If they can't come up with the money to pay for it, then the house is going to be foreclosed upon. He has to come up with proof of homeowner's insurance, and all the back taxes on the house has to be paid.
Pre-trial with a GPS monitor.
Your Honor, he is a lifetime Broward resident. His family lives here. He has employment in Broward. I'd be asking for a $100,000 bond.
Okay. All right, the court sets bond at $100,000. If you do get placed on bond, there will still be a level 1 GPS. There is a no contact order with all minors.
Yeah, Alicia, it's right around $350,000.
Now we're going to call Esther Edison.
North Broward, Your Honor, this is a medical research.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Christine Barger.
Randy was going to give a loan, but because of this other woman being involved, she couldn't get the loan.
Christine
Give him the
Barger.
loan. That was her claim anyway.
Good morning.
You know, she's blaming everybody, including Denise, for not being able to get the money to them to get the house saved.
Thank you.
She wanted to give a signature loan.
Charged to probable cause after
Promissory
one
note,
count
signature
petty
loan,
theft.
whatever.
Court reviewed probable cause evidence, finds probable cause, bond set at $100.
Your Honor, would you consider ROIing this client? She is homeless. She has money. She can't afford even $100.
Not Tracy. Randy Erickson offered to sign a loan to get the house back. There's a big long post about that.
The way that it reads makes it seem like she's still in the store and there's no indication of where the point of sales are.
Yeah, I don't think Tracy has that kind of money. You know, Randy said that she has extensive experience in real estate. She could have saved his house. She was willing to give him the
Disagree?
money through a loan.
Is there an offer from the state?
And all that, and
No,
then
Your
she
Honor,
backed
there
out
is
of it
not.
because
I
of
would prefer,
all this
the
other
state would
stuff.
prefer
So,
for this
you know,
to be handled in front of the judge.
take that. You can take her word on that for what it's
Bond
worth.
remains at $100. Jasmine Taylor.
All right, Your Honor.
Thank you. Morning, Ms. Taylor. Taylor's in charge. In charge, pursuant to probable cause after one count of petty theft, driving with a license suspended. Court reviewed the probable cause affidavit. Finds probable cause, sets bond at $100 on each of the 2 counts.
Well, even if field arrives in Florida, they may come up with some kind of damn excuse. These people come up with all kinds of excuses for everything that's going on. So
Susan,
it's kind of
Billy?
funny. Yeah, that's one thing you'll find about Florida is they rarely lower a bond.
They said, well, here she is.
Whatever bond Field gets,
Doesn't
he's
be
stuck
here.
with if he gets bond. And the state has a no bond
Okay,
on
you're
it,
going to
so
bond
we may
out.
not
All
get
right. Have a
bond.
great day. Thank you. Eva Samola?
Yeah, it's just an extension, and all the conditions I talked about before have to be met.
Good morning, ma'am.
Homeowners
How are you?
insurance and
You're
back
being
taxes
held on
paid.
2 outstanding KPS warrants, each in the amount of $2,500. Shanova Spencer Davis.
All right, Your Honor.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Davis. How are you?
Oh, I've been better.
You've been better. Okay. Well, hopefully this is the worst as it gets.
Yes,
You're being
sir.
held on an outstanding KPS of $250.
I'm homeless. I don't have any money.
I'll ask if there's an offer from the state.
Your
Let me take a look. Yeah,
I don't
okay.
even think I have this file in front of me. Davis is the last name?
Yeah, Spencer Davis, driving on a suspended license.
Well, yeah, she may sell the house, but she's got to pay it up first. She just can't sell the house. She's got to pay up all the, she's got to get it up. And the house is not in her name, it's in Phil's name. Sure, she's on the mortgage. So that's going to be weird.
It's
So it has
a KPS, Your Honor. We'd ask that.
Yeah,
it be
Alicia,
filed in
you're
court.
probably hit what's going to happen. That's something like that is what they're going to argue. And of course, E-Cause is going to come in and say he's going to file paperwork with the legislature and get him out that way. And it's not going to work. This state is
Okay.
full of these
Unfortunately, the
sovereign
state does
citizens,
not
and they
wish to make an
don't
offer,
get
and I do
anywhere.
not have one myself, so the bond remains at $250. All right. Thank you much.
Judge,
Nicole.
just a question. Excuse me, Judge.
All right, I'm getting.
Just moving forward, are there going to be offers from the bench at all today or no? Just so I know.
There might be
All right, let me
as
see.
we go through. But,
All right, let me open up.
Nicole Armstrong.
This on. Sorry about that, guys. I got to get it off.
No problem.
Morning, Ms. Armstrong. You've been charged with 1 count of possession of fentanyl. Court's reviewed the probable cause affidavit. Finds there's probable cause. Bond is set at $1,000. She qualified.
Armstrong has a pending felony case number 198989 CF10A before the Honorable Judge Duffy. 2 counts of burglary, conveyance, 2 counts of theft.
I don't think she qualifies. Sorry.
And Your Honor, we would be asking, because she does have that pending felony, to revoke bond in case number 19898 CF10A.
So granted. Alexandria Martinez.
No problem, Your Honor.
She has been charged pursuant to probable cause affidavit. 1 count of aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer. Possession of cocaine. Possession of oxycodone. Paraphernalia, disorderly conduct, resistance, and trespass.
Your Honor, and I would like to note that even though it does say aggravated battery on the booking report, the actual charge is actually battery on a law enforcement officer, which makes it a 3rd degree. So the booking report has her upfiled. It's just, yeah, it's just probable cause on battery on a law enforcement officer, which.
No problem.
And then, if she's 26-year-old, so would you like to release her
Do 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 do.
And if you don't need her for battery charge, it would be up to the court's discretion.
And the state would be objecting, although the state does not find that she does have priors. Never.
Yeah, but what I can do, if necessary, I can just mute the channel, and then when I'm done talking, because that does create a volume problem. Basically, the audio from the court is coming through my microphone. That's why it's overriding it.
She
Very
also,
much, sure.
just to point out, she also, and while it's not charged, I understand, just for purposes of giving a bond amount, Your Honor, in the PC it does say that as they were attempting to gain control of her, she did attempt to grab the officer's gun, and then which the officer was able to pull away, but nevertheless, she also did hit a police officer. So I believe $1,500 is more than reasonable.
Court's going to set bond on count 1 at $1,500. Count 2 is $1,000. Count 3 is $1,000. 4 is $100. 5 is $25. 100 and 100.
Yeek!
And Your Honor did make the finding of probable cause for the record.
I thought I did, but there is probable cause. Thank you.
What does that mean? It's probably not, but you got a bond.
Josephina Cruz.
Bonded.
That would be up to the jury to decide if they're going to account for that whistleblower in the testimony. The only thing that will happen is that he will be adjudicated based on the evidence. The whistleblowing thing isn't going to account for anything. What the heck did I... Alright, what did I hit? I just lost my audio. Yeah, we're having technical difficulties. I don't know what happened to the audio from the court. Oh, I did it up here. There we go. The heck did I... Alright, what did I hit? I just lost my audio. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, we're having technical difficulties. I don't know what happened to the audio from the court. The hell am I doing? I did it up here. There we go. The heck did I... That was weird. I went and...
Judge.
There we go. That was strange.
Tiffany Hamilton.
Major.
Good morning, Ms. Hamilton.
Good morning.
Charged to probable cause affidavit, 1 count of grand theft, 1 count of using an anti-shoplifting control measure. Court reviewed the probable cause affidavit, finds there's probable cause, bond is set at $1,000 on each count.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ebony Walker.
Name.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Walker. You've been charged 1 count of possession of PDP and 1 count of drug paraphernalia. I only saw the count 1 being fulfilled. State, you want to talk about count 2? I didn't see the paraphernalia. Just
The
it looks like they're just trying to say the bags are paraphernalia. I don't find that. Do you want
might just be the bag that's being referenced.
You want time to perfect, or no? All right. Court finds probable cause on count 1. Bond set at $1,000.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Well, Alexander's answered that one. No bail.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. James. James, you're charged with probable cause affidavit also, grand theft and use of an anti-shoplifting control device. Court reviewed the probable cause affidavit, finds there's probable cause, bond is set at $1,000 on each count.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, one thing you notice too is typical of a court, their sound system sucks. They used to have more problems in Orange County because of their microphones.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Garner. Ms. Garner, you're charged pursuant to probable cause affidavit.
And Kim is also an officer of the court, so they're not going to look too kindly on that.
Cause, bond set $100. There's also a VOP for which there is a no bond hold.
Oh, there we go.
I believe it looks like she's set for a hearing on the 25th at 9 o'clock. Remember, Judge? Beautiful. All right. Jasmine Lake.
That one there was a no bond hold, so she got no bond. So we know what's going to happen with Field now.
Ms. Lake, you've been charged with a 1 count of possession with intent to sell and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia. Again, state, I only see count 1 as being fulfilled. I don't see count 2.
Your Honor, there were altogether, Your Honor, the paraphernalia are the multiple blue baggies that do contain substance in it. Bottles also that contain it. So all of that did have drugs together based on the amount and how many were found. I believe that's the drug paraphernalia, Your Honor.
Not find probable cause on count 2. Do you want time to perfect?
Your Honor found probable cause though on count 1. Correct?
Count 1 I do.
Okay.
All right, bond set at $1,000. Count 1. Dominic Green.
Thank you.
Dominic.
Medical loan, I believe, Judge.
Thank you, Misty.
All
I
right.
appreciate that.
Pass. Gabrielle Rigg.
Not bad.
She's a medical reset.
Medical reset. All right, thank you. Cassandra Lavoy.
North Broward, Your Honor. She's medical reset as well.
Okay. Troy Fullens. Good morning, Ms. Fullens. You're being held on an out-of-state warrant for which there is currently no bond. I guess he'll be transported.
That's an extradition there.
Thank you, sir. Kennedy Rodriguez.
That's funny. You can see them all lined up in the back behind that guy's head.
Ms.
just
Rodriguez. So you're also being held on an outstanding warrant out of county. Looks like you'll have to be transported as well. All right, thank you, sir. Tony Cook. Why, Mr. Cook? Mr. Cook, you've been charged pursuant to a probable cause affidavit, 1 count of battery, 2 with domestic. Court reviewed it and finds probable cause. Looks like we got somebody in the courtroom. Good morning, ma'am. Would you please state your name for the record?
Crystal Lee Hall.
Ms. Hall, good morning. Is there something you'd like to tell the court?
Yes, I don't wish to go forward with anything, and I am not pressing any charges either.
Well, I'm a little concerned here, Ms. Hall. Do I have reason to be concerned?
No, I'm not in fear of my life or anything like that.
Okay. Looks like Mr. Cook could use a little help, though. I'm willing to consider, I don't know if he qualifies for pretrial release. Then I'll do that. No harmful contact, that's for one.
No, we live together.
No harmful contact.
It's like,
We can't be hitting one another.
Sorry.
I understood. I got it. But I just want to make certain that we're, being together in a good way.
Your Honor,
Alright.
Thank you, Your
just to
Honor.
make sure, is he on pre-trial release, just regular pre-trial release?
Yes.
See you
Okay,
later,
in
Sharp.
order
Thanks
the
for
record
stopping
to
in.
find probable cause.
I did. All right. Thank you. Good luck.
Is there a bond? I don't know.
No, it's pretrial release.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
God bless.
We need a ringtone. Well, I'll work on that.
Joseph Baptiste. Good morning, Ms. Baptiste. Ms. Baptiste has been charged to improbable cause affidavit. Multiple counts of battery to wit domestic. Court has reviewed the probable cause affidavit, finds there's probable cause. Court sets bond at $1,000 on each count. There's also a no contact
Night,
order.
Alex.
Judge, I'd like to make a
Oh, okay. I
probable cause
thought
argument.
Alex is. I'm confused with the chat. Sorry, guys.
Mr. Baptiste, the residence that this all occurred at, that is Mr. Baptiste's house. He no longer is with his girlfriend. He has a new girlfriend, actually. They're no longer together. They don't cohabitate. She came to his house with two other people and came into his house when this all went down. I'd argue that there is no PC for battery, domestic at least, count one. Due to those arguments. And also, Judge, in terms of bond, he is a lifetime Broward resident. All of his family lives in Broward. He's an electrician. He has no priors whatsoever. I'd be asking for, if Your Honor was to find probable cause on count one, I'd be asking for the bonds to be set at $500 on each count instead of $1,000.
Okay. Well, of course, the affidavit has to be considered within its four corners, and it does state probable cause. Bond will remain at $1,000 on each count. And again, there's a no contact order. Kevin Foley.
Rachel Cool on behalf of Mr. Foley.
Mr. Foley's being held on some outstanding warrants and capiouses. Go ahead.
Your Honor, he was extradited from Ohio on an affidavit to arrest. The original charges in the affidavit were aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic battery by strangulation, and misdemeanor domestic battery. However, the state has brought to my attention that the state has actually filed an information as of yesterday. And I believe the charges in the information, on count one, there was a change of charge to armed sexual battery. Counts 2 and 3 remain at domestic battery by strangulation, and count 3 is domestic battery.
Your Honor, and this is, I gave Your Honor a copy of the information, defense counsel as well, and this is also the case where I gave Your Honor and defense counsel a copy of the victim's sworn statement.
And, Your Honor, in light of the increased charges in the information, count one, at least armed sexual battery is punishable by life. The court would need to make a proof evident presumption great finding. As to that, Your Honor, in the original affidavit to arrest, originally the defendant was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, alleging that he held a knife up to the alleged victim's vagina. In the sworn statement, which was taken several days later, the alleged victim then changes her story and says that she believes after a few days that he actually inserted the knife into her vagina. However, she did not actually see that happen, which is the reason why he was not initially charged with that. So I would argue there is no proof evident presumption great for count one. Nevertheless, even if the court finds proof evident presumption great, the court still has a discretion to set a bond. Mr. Foley does have local ties to the community. Additionally, he is employed. He is also the father of a young son, and I would ask the court consider setting a bond or release conditions.
Your Honor, and it, as defense counsel stated, count one is a punishable by life offense. Therefore, if Your Honor does find proof evident presumption great, the defendant should be held no bond. On the victim, while she did give two statements, and the second statement does go to the armed sexual battery of where the knife was inserted into her vagina. There is DNA that's found on the knife. There is marks, or there's cuts. There's examination that is consistent with the victim's statement. Obviously, we know victims, when they're in fear versus when they feel safe, that's when there's the true story can obviously come out. So that is what has happened in this case, Your Honor. Your Honor has the copy of her statement where she states what happens. She explains it. And as I stated, there's a doctor that confirms that there are incisions from the knife that do prove it. So the state is asking Your Honor to find proof evident presumption great. As well, obviously, held the defendant no bond on count one.
And Your Honor, none of that is contained in the four corners of the document or even in the victim's statement. There's nothing about DNA, there's nothing about doctor's results or lacerations. That's all just conjecture at this point. That's not contained within the four corners.
That's true. Okay. Of course, reviewed the probable cause affidavit and the statement. Any way you want to slice it, a bad choice of word there. His knife was used. So the court does find that proof evident presumption is great. There will be a no bond hold on count one. Count two and
Counts 2 and 3 are not PBLs, Your Honor. What's the court's finding as to those? That's a third-degree felony and a first-degree misdemeanor.
right. Those are outstanding holds.
That's what he's here for today, Your Honor. He's being magistrated on those today to set a bond.
And also, just so it's clear, on the booking report, count 2 is what's count 1 now in the information. Believe he is entitled to a bond on the other 2 counts. On 1 and 3, correct.
Right, so so we don't confuse the counts. The affidavit to arrest, the way the counts are labeled is different than the state filed information. So on the affidavit to arrest, it would be counts 1 and 3, he's entitled to a bond. Count 2 was the aggravated assault, which has been upfiled to what is now count 1, armed sexual battery with the information. Correct, State?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. All right. Recommendation by the state?
Your Honor, the recommendation for the he's
Counts
obviously
1
being
and
held to
3.
a bond now, so on the 2 battery counts, the state's recommendation is $100,000.
And Your Honor, I would ask for $1,000 on the misdemeanor, $5,000 on the third-degree felony. I think adding $100,000 to that, given the allegations of counts 1 and 3, would be excessive.
Interesting case.
Sets bond on the other 2 counts at $7,500 each. That's of course a no bond on the other count.
$7,500 each. Okay. And of course, I understand he's being held, just for the record, no victim contact. So while he's being held,
Correct.
there's to be no victim contact.
That is correct.
Okay.
And it is probable cause on the 2
Yes.
battery caps right there.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Kevin, I'm gonna come see you, okay?
Jetli Kumar. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. So you're being held on counsel for battery to a domestic, another count of battery, 3 counts of batteries. You also have burglary, on which there was a bond previously set. You have some outstanding matters for which there are no bond holds.
And, Your Honor, just count 5, charge 5, kidnapping is a punishable by life offense. So, again, proof, evident, presumption, great, must be found, and the defendant to be held no bond.
Statute there, for simplicity, you're right, but finding a document or imprisonment is
Okay, the population of Broward County is almost 2 million as of 2017. It's running around 2 million people because it's fast growing, and Fort Lauderdale is roughly 200,000 people. Now Broward County also covers well, no, I was looking at something else. Never mind. No, it's 1.936 million as of 2017. It's gone up since then because they're building like crazy down there.
Victim by her risk, forced her out of the house against her will, forced the victim into his vehicle against her will, then drove the victim to his residence and did not allow her to leave from the apartment, took her cell phone away to prevent her from calling 911 for assistance. It's the arrest warrant. If you want to come take a look.
never mind. I would still make argument that even if you're, well, actually, you do not make a finding that there is
And hold him no bond.
You withdrawing the first request because of kidnapping, because that, yeah, I was going to say, you know, yeah, fully says if it's separate and distinct. Otherwise, the court has reviewed the probable cause after it does find the proof evident, probability great. Battery counts 1, 2, and 3. They're 10,000 each.
Eek.
There's a no bond on. There's a bond of. Let me finish. There's a bond on 1,000 on count 4. There are no bond on 5, and there's also holds on the other 2 counts. No bonds.
For the record, Judge, at this time we'll be invoking Mr. Kokmar's right to remain silent. We ask that neither the State Attorney's Office, BSO, or any other law enforcement agency have contact with Mr. Concord for purposes of this case. And Mr. Kokmar, don't talk to anyone about your case.
Your Honor, and again, I understand he's being held no bond now, but for the record, no victim contact. That means you can't try to contact her while he's being held in custody, or in any sort of way. Just no victim contact. We would ask.
All of that. Johan Pathnathan. Sir, charge with 1 count of battery on a person 65 years of age or older, and 1 count of depriving means to communicate with the police. Of course, reviewed the probable cause affidavit, finds there's probable cause on each count. Count 1 is $7,500, count 2 is $1,000. There is also a no contact order, sir.
What was the bond on count 2, Your Honor? I couldn't hear you.
1,000.
1,000. Thank you.
Judge, Mr. Pathanan's father is here and wishes to address the court. I believe that this is the alleged victim on the case.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. My wife pleaded me last night to drop this case, so that's why I've come to ask you to drop this case.
I can't drop it, sir. It's be up to the state. You can talk to them. At the present time, I've set bonds. I've also ordered a no contact during the pendency of this case. You might want to speak to the state and public defender's office and see what you want to do.
Judge, at this time we would be requesting that Your Honor consider lifting the no contact order. The alleged victim of the case is present and is declaring their intent not to go forward, and also saying that he does live with them. So it's very impractical for the no contact order. They don't.
Oh, no bond. He's not going anywhere.
At this point, if you want to inquire further as to that's fine. But we'll just be requesting that the no contact order be waived.
And if you could kindly send in the details, please.
Nice. I'm unwilling to do so, however, at this time. All right.
Your Honor, would you consider lowering the bond? He can't afford $7,500 per count. The max he could afford would be $1,000 total. So I'd be asking Your Honor to consider setting each count at $500.
Okay, I've considered it, but I'm going to deny the request. All right. Thank you very much. Corey Nesmith. Nesmith, you've been charged with a probable cause affidavit, 1 count of domestic battery by strangulation, 2 counts of additional battery, violation of an injunction, and resist.
I don't know if they're legally married or not. There is paperwork filed in Nevada for Denise Enfield, but I don't know if there's a marriage license. So, hard to say.
Without violence. Court has reviewed the probable cause affidavit. Finds there is probable cause. Sets bond at $10,000 on count 1. $1,000 on count 2, $1,000 on count 3. The VOP is a no bond hold. And count 4 is also $1,000. There's a no contact order entered.
And we would be the state's asking for, if you were to set bond, also for him to be on level 1 with GPS. He does have 2,000, but the violation. Okay, good.
Case number 19-13649 CF10 on the 22nd of January of this year for throwing a deadly missile into a vehicle. Based on this court's final probable cause today on this instant arrest, I'm going to ask that his pretrial status be revoked at this time. Thank you, sir.
Additionally, Your Honor, he does have a violation of injunction that is with the same victim.
If I could just go over the bonds, I have 10,000 on 1, 2, and 3 are 1,000. Count 4, which is the violation, is set at no bond. Okay, great. Thank you, Your Honor.
Set at no bond?
Yes, that's what.
Oh, okay, so then the level one pretrial doesn't.
Okay. Luis Guzman.
Recall, Judge. He's in the back. He's being brought forward now.
Is he coming up, or do I have him at the end, or what's the story?
She's calling him up now. Let me find out. 1 second,
Okay.
Judge. Judge, he's not out there. Can we place him on recall and move on?
Sure.
Thank you.
Jesus Condom. Good morning, Mr. Condom. You're being held on an outstanding VOP for which bond has previously been set at $500.
Violation of probation.
Harry Rivera.
He's coming up.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Rivera. Mr. Rivera, you're being held on 2 outstanding capiases, both in the amount of $500. I don't have copies of the capiases. I just have the probable cause affidavit. Do we know what they are?
Do you, yes, Your Honor, it's.
I mean, I see it's petty theft and trespass, and
That's just what I have. I can show you my copy.
I don't know if he has priors. I was going to make an offer. Yeah, look him up.
Can see right now is this case.
That was weird.
So I don't see any priors.
Judge, I just learned from the client that he does want to fight this case, so he's not inclined to accept.
Okay, very well.
Saving everybody time.
All right, thank you. Oops. Oh, that's why I was underneath the other one. Andrell Lennox.
North Brown, Your Honor, he's a medical recess.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Emmanuel Sanchez Martinez. Good morning, Mr. Sanchez Martinez. You're being held on an outstanding capias for which bond has previously been set for $100. Is there an offer from the state? Yeah.
Your Honor, this isn't this is a MO case, so this isn't an offer that I can even entertain. Since it's an ordinance case. So we do not have an offer. And just to note, the charge is engaged in indecent behavior.
Okay. Martinez, if you'd like to resolve this today, here's the offer from the court. The offer. Just take a listen. You may or may not like what I have to say. I am willing to resolve this case today with an adjudication, time served. Okay? If there are any court costs, that you could pay him within 6 months. That's my offer.
Yes, sir. Can I ask for a waiver? Because I'm homeless and I have no money, and I was just picked up sleeping on a bench. That's not really a problem. You don't have to sleep somewhere.
Okay.
They're not allowing you to get in service at a homeless shelter.
I don't know.
You're walking back and forth trying.
Can I waive those costs? I don't know. Yeah.
There's no way. It's impossible. That's not fair. I'm a human being.
Hey.
I don't believe you can waive court costs, Judge.
Yeah,
but
I don't think so either. But I can give him 6 months. I can give him 6 months to pay it.
6 months? Yes, sir. I have an issue with my ID. I cannot. I was robbed of my ID. There's no way I can prove who I am. I need NHS or something because Social Security has money there. They're not allowing me to get my Social Security.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know. Would he qualify for like homeless court or community court? Well, here's what I was thinking. If community court probably has a lot more A, resources, but B, could probably waive any court costs or the like. I just want to know if I can do that. Can I just transfer this case to community court? Can I do that? Okay. I don't know when they're gonna when do they meet though? I don't want to.
They have court on Wednesday. Yeah. There's usually a defender from the county that is present. I don't see them here today.
Okay, let's. We're going to look up something. There's we have what's called community court, which is designed to try to help you. So get you services, get your life back in order, get you an ID, get you all those wonderful things. We're going to have to look for the date for that, and I'm going to recall your case. Okay? So don't go too far.
Yes, sir. I'm allowed to see the judge. It's awful. I was calling here, blankets, and the guys are kind of in a bad mood.
Sanchez,
Our best. Stanley Ross.
North Broward, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Ross. How are you? Mr. Ross, you're being held on 2 outstanding cases.
Yes, sir.
Speak with Mr. Ross earlier. If Your Honor would consider resolving the cases, it's something that he's open to doing.
Yes, sir.
And count 2 is a criminal mischief, Your Honor, which can also deal with restitution if there is restitution.
There's no restitution.
Your Honor.
I spoke with Sean, Your Honor.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't have any information.
This is a year old.
So this is.
There's been no contact with the victim, with the store in over a year.
So, based on that, based on the charge, typically, obviously a victim charge, we would ask that this be brought in front of the original judge.
Okay. State doesn't have an offer for you, and I'm afraid we have to no bond misdemeanor holds. So hopefully we'll get you in front of the judge. We're going to set it for the 25th at 9 o'clock, and maybe they can get it resolved then and there for you. All right. Mr. Sanchez. Let's recall Mr. Sanchez Martinez, Emmanuel. All right, we have a date for him for community court, right?
Yes, Judge. He can appear
IROR until then? Yeah? All right. Okay, sir. You got to listen real careful. I'm going to release you today, but you have to appear on March 4th at 11 o'clock at Community Court. They're going to give you the information, okay? That way they can also help you get your idea. You want to be there. You don't want to miss it because guess what happens, right? So
I have recollection issues. I have memory issues.
okay, well, we're going to give it to you in writing. Don't you worry. We're going to write it down for you, okay?
Sure. Because someone from court picked me up off the street without I won't miss it. And I don't forget. I don't have no.
You're going to talk to the public defender's office, and then they can tell you what services may or may not be available. So that's a good point.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Alfonso Pickett. Good morning, Mr. Pickett. There's an outstanding warrant setting the amount of $15,000. All right, thank you, sir. February 25th is your next hearing date. Joseph Biglin. Good morning, Ms. Biglin.
We're having a
wardrobe malfunction. Okay, well.
Yes, exactly.
All right, well, we'll try to go as quickly as we can. There we go. All right. Thank you for helping out. All right, Ms. Biglin. You got one count here of trespass. Court finds probable cause. Does he have priors there?
He has a from 2018 open container, 2017 petty theft, 2013 driving license suspended, refusal to submit to breath test, 2009 petty theft, 2004 uttering 2 counts for uttering a forged instrument and grand theft, and that's all I can see.
All right. Bond's going to be set at $100. Afraid I can't make any offers today. Ronnie Sipp. I will also be asking you on Mr. Sips. Morning, Mr. Sipp.
Good morning, sir.
You've been charged to improbable cause affidavit with one possession of drug paraphernalia and 1 count of trespass. Court reviewed probable cause. What's Mr. Sipp's history?
Okay. 2018 possession of cocaine, 2013 aggravated fleeing and eluding, leaving the scene of an accident, reckless driving with injury and or property damage, driving while license suspended, leaving scene of an accident, 2012 possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, 2011 possession of cocaine, 2011 driving while license suspended, drug paraphernalia, 2011 selling or delivering counterfeit controlled substances, 2011 possession of cocaine, cannabis, drug paraphernalia, driving while license suspended, 2007 trespass, possession of cocaine.
Okay.
It keeps on going like that.
Yeah, I sense the theme here. It sounds like substance abuse. I can't make an offer to you. I'm going to set bond as $100 on each count. I would suggest that perhaps you may want to check into getting some sort of substance abuse counseling that might help you in the future personally, and also if you appear in front of the court to get this reviewed, which I'm sure you will, that would probably influence the judge to be a little more open to ideas. All right. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Donald Streeter.
Medical reset, Judge.
Medical reset. Thank you. Scott Gumaker or Gumayer. 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 You're being held on a VOP for which there is a no bond hold. Jared Fruckman.
Yeah. On who?
Morning, Mr. Fruckman.
Smith.
Mr. Fruckman, you've been
No,
charged one
what's
count of
his name?
possession of azoprazolone and one count of possession of cocaine. The court finds probable cause.
Okay.
Does he qualify for pretrial release?
No prior record of this.
I would recommend both. Pretrial release, supervision, yes.
And Judge,
Correct. Yeah, and then do I have to mention he's also transferred to drug court? Let's see if he can.
Drug evaluation.
Gotcha.
We'll make notes and I'll take drug evaluation.
He has to be accepted.
Okay, I can go with that.
And Judge, we need an order for allowing the public defender's office to take pictures of the defendant.
He's being released.
I'll still put the order in. They might take him in before he leaves.
Okay. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't they hold him if they did that?
No, they won't hold him just for that. As long as there's an order for him to be released, he will be released. If we get to him before, great. If not, then he's out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm writing it right now.
All right, no problem. Adam Smith. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, you've been charged with 2 counts of DUI with serious bodily injury, a DUI first offense, 4 counts of DUI with property damage. Madam State Attorney, I can see 2 property damages because the other cars that got hit. I didn't see the 4. I'm missing something.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
So I see where it was, a 3-car pileup. 2 cars were damaged, clearly.
right, it's the
but-
it's the defendants, the police officers,
Yeah.
and the other person, the other victim.
Yeah, well, they're encompassed within being hurt. I mean, and nor does it anywhere say, well, my uniform got torn up or my, I'm sure it did, but that's just not. Okay, I can't find probable cause on those 2 additional counts. Do you want time to perfect?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay. Counts 6 and 7. Okay.
24 hours.
One and two, our bond is $7,500 each.
Your Honor, for counts 1 and 2, since Your Honor did find probable cause, if Your Honor is setting bond now, we would ask for $25,000 on both with pretrial level, one with GPS and a TAD monitor, no alcohol, no intoxicants, random drug testing twice per month, surrender any passport, and no driving. Seems like the defendant might have an Indiana driver's license, but in case he has any others.
We'd be asking for the $7,500 per count, Judge.
That's where it's going to stay. Then the other counts are 500, 1,000, 1,000. I'll go along with the state's recommendations. If you do make a bond for the GPS and additional services. Two.
That will tell us if he's consuming any kind of alcohol. We still have to do the drug testing because alcohol is the only thing that shows up at the top.
Okay.
We want him to do both.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Stephen Matthew.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you're being held on some outstanding capiases and warrants for which bond has been set at a $1,000 on 1 through 5 and an out-of-county hold where bond has been set at $5,000. Alan Pittman. Good morning, Mr. Pittman. Mr. Pittman, you're being held on a violation of community control for which there's presently no bond hold. You do have a hearing February 25th at 9 a.m. before the assigned judge. Bruce Harper.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Harper. Mr. Harper, you're also being held on a VOP for which there is a no bond hold. Your next hearing is before the assigned judge is February 25th at 9 a.m. All right. Maurice Watson. Good morning, sir. Mr. Watson, you've been charged with probable cause affidavit, 1 count of grand theft auto, 1 count of driving license suspended, habitual. Court finds there's probable cause. Bond is set at $1,000 on count 1 and $750 on count 2.
Mr. Watson is currently being supervised on pretrial services in case number 19-15208 CF10A, driving while license revoked. He was placed on standard supervision of pretrial on January 27, 2020. Based on this court's finding of probable cause, we're going to ask that his pretrial status be revoked at this time.
Very well. Daniel Garcia.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Garcia. Ms. Garcia, you're being held on an outstanding VOP for which there is a no bond hold. However, you're set before the assigned judge for February 25th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Jaro Cabrera.
Judge, we'll be requesting to waive all formal readings of Mr. Cabrera's allegations.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Court's reviewed the probable cause affidavit. Finds there is probable cause there. Recommendation by the state.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is asking $25,000 per count, as well as a GPS monitor, no access to internet, and no contact with minors.
Goes along with the state's recommendation.
$25,000 per count.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
GPS, no access to internet, and no contact with minors.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Your Honor, we need a phone order. He needs to get some numbers out of his cell phone.
Very well. Clayton Walters. Good morning, Mr. Walters. Mr. Walters, you've been charged with 2 counts of petty theft and 2 counts of fraudulent use of an ID of another. I have somebody in the courtroom. Ma'am, could you identify yourself?
Michelle Harris.
And what is your relationship?
His sister.
His sister. Okay, so your sister is here. Court finds there's probable cause. Is there something you want to tell me, or you're just here for moral support? All right. Well, it was kind of you to come out today. Bond is set at $100 on counts 1 and 2 each, and counts 3 and 4, $1,000 each.
Judge, would you consider reducing the bond in counts 2 and 3 to $500? He can't afford the bond as presently set.
No, denied. Thank you for coming in. Take care. Elise Dean. Morning, sir. Dean, you're charged 1 count of false information to a law enforcement officer, for which bond is set at $100. There is, however, an out-of-state hold, for which there is at present no bond hold.
Your Honor, found probable cause for count 1.
Yes. Jarquez Hill.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Hills, you've been charged with 1 count of fleeing law enforcement, driving license suspended, battery on law enforcement, grand theft auto. There's a resistance charge, burglary and there are 3 outstanding matters for which bond has either been set or there is a no bond hold. Now this is the one where the state has provided me an additional arrest affidavit.
Correct, Your Honor. And charge 6, burglary with assault or battery is a punishable by life offense, where Your Honor must find proof evident presumption great and hold the defendant no bond. The detective on the case is in court in front of Your Honor.
Oh, this is due process, Chad. This is the way it's done all over the country.
Court reviewed the probable cause affidavits, has also reviewed the arrest warrants. On the request for a no bond hold, does appear to be proof evident, likelihood great, so therefore there will be a no bond hold on that. On the count 1 is $2,500, count 2 is $25, count 3 is $2,500.
It's just for the record, going to make an argument regarding proof evident presumption grade. I know that the connection between the incident and Mr. Hill was especially made at the time of his arrest because he was in possession of the vehicle that was stolen from the alleged victim on this case. And again, this is just for purposes of the record. Mr. Hill, there was no confession, there's no DNA evidence, there wasn't a show up or a photo lineup that was presented to the alleged victims where they would have recognized Mr. Hill as being the aggressor. Other than him being in possession of a vehicle that was stolen, there's no direct link to Mr. Hill at this time, and I would argue that there's no proof evident presumption grade for that reason. I request that Your Honor set a bond.
Considered your arguments, I disagree. Bond is no, it's a no bond hold. And on count 5 is $1,000.
And Judge, we'll be also invoking Mr. Hill's right to remain silent. We'll be requesting that either the State Attorney's Office or any other law enforcement agency make contact with Mr. Hill regarding this case or any other pending matter.
Your Honor, and charge 7, battery on a person 65 years of age or older. What's the bond amount on that, Your Honor?
So, their last 2 counts were $1,000 each.
Count 7 is battery on a person 65.
Correct.
1,000, you said?
Yes.
Okay, and then just no victim contact, of course.
Correct. Thanks for coming in.
Mr. Hill needs a phone order as well, Judge.
Very well. Zachary Passon. Custody being held on an outstanding VOP for which there is a no bond hold. However, you have a hearing in front of the assigned judge on February 25th at 9 a.m. Anthony Seta. Seta, you can charge. You have an outstanding case for burglary, dealing in stolen property, and false information, pawning false information. Courts reviewed the probable cause affidavit, as reviewed the outstanding warrants. Bonds were previously set at $3,500 and $1,000. He doesn't have a bond on the burglary, but he needs one. Court will set that at $7,500.
Your Honor, just no victim contact.
Hold on. Wouldn't it be just simply not returning to the location?
It's fine, yeah. That's fine, Your Honor.
I mean, because I don't even know who the victim is. We just have a location. Michael Minsky.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. You've been charged with one count of possession, one count of DUI, and one count of leaving the scene of a crash. State, I don't see count 3.
Your Honor,
He was sitting in the
it
car.
says, right,
He says
Your
he's sitting in the car. I don't see that as leaving the scene of an accident.
Your Honor, it seems like there was a call that came in about a crash on once the officers arrived on.
Sure, there was a call about a crash. He seemed to have been sitting at this point of impact.
Your Honor, I guess I would ask for 24 hours
Very well.
to provide.
Night, Julia.
It says 1,000 on count 1, 500 on count 2.
Did Your Honor give me 24 hours?
24 hours to perfect.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you got it.
The dollar amount is big, but generally, especially in Florida, you can get a bond from a bondsman for 20% of the bond. The only thing I think you have to have enough equity for collateral. So, if you have $100 bond, you can go to a bondsman and get it for $20. Well, okay, Chad. We're going to have to agree to disagree. I guess what we should do is just charge people and let them walk around until court starts up. And then if we can find them, rather than figure out some way to have an incentive for them not to go running off. In that case, then Field should have never been arrested. Just say, Field, you're going to go to Florida and you're going to be charged, and we'll just come get you when we're ready. I mean, that's the kind of argument we're making here. There's got to be a way for these people to understand that they can't break the law. But, we're going to have to disagree on that, Chad.
Dale Cunningham.
Good morning.
Yeah, Misty, have them contact me either through PM or through my email, and we'll see what we can work out. Yep.
Sir.
Good morning, sir. So you've been charged with one count of home invasion with a weapon, aggravated assault with a weapon, burglary, grand theft, criminal mischief, and fleeing. Court's reviewed probable cause affidavit. Court also finds that there's proof evident of this. I am not going to grant bond on count 1 or on count 3.
Okay. So just to clarify,
The,
proof evident
count
possession.
2, I'll set bond at 15,000. 4 and 5 are on number 4 is 1,000, 5 is 100, and count 6 will be 1,000.
Your Honor, and if we ask for no victim contact. And Your Honor, I apologize. The defendant does seem to have 3 pending cases. Case number 17116. Sorry, let me just read them out like this. 180033030 CF10A, 1701407 CF10A. I apologize. This case number is possession of firearm by a delinquent carrying concealed firearm. The 18 case is unauthorized possession of ID, possession of cannabis, resisting without, trespass, failure to obey law enforcement officer, driving while license suspended. Defendant also has pending case number 17011-644 CF10A, which is a burglary of a dwelling. The state is asking Your Honor to revoke bond.
Well, Chad, it's like I commented earlier. If people disagree with the way the system's being done, then they're going to have to get involved and try and reform it. We are citizens that hold legislatures responsible. They're the ones that make the laws. You know, if enough people start raising hell and say they need to change the procedures, then they get changed. You know, it's not a perfect procedure, but I don't know what the alternative is. If a guy goes out and commits a crime, what are we supposed to do with him? You know, there are so many people committing crimes that you just can't walk in the door, say, are you guilty, not guilty? Say, okay, we're going to schedule for court next week. Goodbye. There's got to be an incentive for him to show up. So, you know, if you can think of something, you go to your legislature at either the local or state level and say, hey, we got to change this and build up momentum with the public to get it done. That's, you know, that's the American way. Well, that's what this chat is for. Chat is to talk about things. It's just that, you know, I have my opinion of the process. But what I'm saying, Chad, is if you are determined to change the way they do things, then you may want to become active politically and, you know, go about it through the legislative process. You know, it can be done at the state level to start with. You know, that's one of the ways you do it.
All three cases.
Granted.
At this time, we will be invoking Mr. Cunningham's right to remain silent. We're requesting that the state attorney's office or any other law enforcement office do not contact Mr. Cunningham regarding this case or any other pending matter. And that's it.
Steve Grindor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Grinder, you've been charged one count of home invasion with a weapon, count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, one count of burglary with armed, one count of grand theft, one count of criminal mischief. The court reviewed the probable cause affidavit and finds that the affidavit is proof evident and likelihood great of conviction. The court is therefore going to deny you bond on counts 1, 2, and 3. Bond is set at $1,000 on count 4 and 100 on count 5. There's no contact with the victim. He's the alleged co-conspirator.
Oops, I screwed something up. Hold on a minute.
No victim contact again.
Yep.
And Your Honor, the defendant does have a pending case 19010715 CF10A, which is possession of firearm by a convicted felon carrying concealed firearm. He also has case number 18012-154 CF10A, another charge of possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of cannabis. So we would ask that he be held no bond. I mean that his bond be revoked on those cases.
Some will be invoking Mr. Grindor's right to remain silent. We'll be requesting that either the state attorney's office or any other law enforcement agency have contact with Mr. Grindor for any purposes related to this case or any other pending matter.
Whoops, I just messed it up. Oh well, it's down to 7 minutes anyway, to cut things out. But that gives you guys some idea of what's going to happen. I figure it's, you know, such a late time that it's not going to be productive to bring it back on. Let's see where the hell the webcam is. Okay, I've done the same thing I did before. I knocked the, oh, there it is. Nope, that's the color bar. See, some reason I did the same thing I did last night. I knocked the webcam out of range. So, well, all right, let me do this. I'm going to take the webcam off. And now I'm going to add the webcam back. I'm going to see if this fixes the problem. Because what I do is, for some reason, I scroll the webcam off into Mars. And then I lose it, so. Okay. Well, then where the hell is it? Ugh. Yeah, alright, well, I'll cancel it. Alright, for some reason, whatever I do, I did the same thing. I messed up the... Oh, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, alright, my video's off. My video's off again, and it's 5 minutes to when I'm gonna stop anyway, so I don't know what the heck I did. This is the same mistake I made before, and I'm not understanding. Okay. Well, I don't know what the heck I did. I just, I've knocked my video off again. We're getting down to about 4 minutes anyway, so I'm probably going to cut. I'm just going to... Oh, I'm sorry, Ruby. I didn't see the question. Yes, I did. I got to see the calls that Casey Anthony made with her parents and so on and so forth. Now, the way Orange County did it back at that time is they would come to the jail and they would talk to her on a phone on one side of a glass, and they would be on the other, and they had video looking at both of them. So they recorded both the substance of the call and pictures of each one of them making the call. And that's how it's done in Orange County. As far as calls collect to a private individual, that's the thing that I have to figure out if they're available to the public or not. So I'm kind of glad you asked that question, because I've got to... Yeah, Chad, you're probably right. That would definitely fix my problems. This time anyway. Now, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to disconnect OBS and uninstall it, reinstall it, and then redo all the settings, and that'll fix the problem. Because what happens is somehow I'm scrolling, when I scroll in my preview part, the webcam off, if I go too far, it goes to where I can't recover it back, and it's stuck there, and there's no way I can get to it. Alright, good night, Marty. Well, at least one thing, Chad, and the rest of you guys, if we disagree politically or disagree about anything else, that we can argue this stuff and still remain friends at the end of it. That's all that, I want, is just that we agree to disagree, and that we remain friends in spite of our disagreements. We don't need to be like the cartoonist and go running off and starting smear campaigns because we differ on philosophies. That's what makes this a free country. It's unfortunate that the cartoonist chose that route, but he has, and because of that, I will no longer be wearing this shirt after today. I'm going to hang it up in the closet, and it's going to remain there. And I'll just have to wear something else. Probably go back to my Florida shirt or some other way of doing it. Either that, or I may go on Zazzle and make my own t-shirt. And that's one way of doing it. I can give myself a discount. But, it's just that if you're gonna advertise a product on this channel, you need to be respectful. Well, I'm glad to be stuck with you, Patriotic. In the end, this is all our country, whether we're right, left, center, top, bottom, in the middle, wherever we are. And, there's an old saying, a house divided. So, let's not divide the house. Let's just duke it out and may the best person win. If Trump wins, fine. If somebody else wins, fine. We'll argue in the meantime. But there shouldn't be any need for a civil war or any crap. Okay. It is now the stroke of midnight. It's time for me to turn into a pumpkin. I appreciate all you showing up. I'll be doing my mobile-thons tomorrow if I can figure out what to talk about. In the meantime, we'll all watch, see where Field finally shows up, and see what everybody says about it. And so with that, I wish you all well. Keep it safe, keep it healthy. This is William K. Murtathon, Witness 1. Have a good one.